So this is a commissioners meeting in Frederick County, Maryland. I just wanted to contrast this compared to what one is like in Texas. And this guy's name is Sean Porter. He's fucking awesome. So let's see what he has to say.
Acted and deleted my curse words on my shirt because you didn't like the viewpoint that they expressed. That was corrected by the county attorney. You're not allowed to censor free speech. It's not something we can do in the United States, not since 1791. So anyway, I wanted to give an expressive public comment as to how I feel about this governing body, its intellect, and its policies. So the first thing I'm going to do is that is MC Keegan Air right there. And then this right here, this is Jerry Donald. That's my political interpretation of Jerry Donald expressed artistically with this magical pen. And then this right here, this is the shaft that the county has given us with increases in taxes on property taxes and all the fees you guys add and all the fees that you all raise and planning and zoning, the way they screw us with fines for stuff. And then I'm going to draw my artistic interpretation of Jessica Fitzwater and the job that she is doing. She's right here. So this, in a nutshell, is what I think of the governing body before me, as well as Jessica Fitzwater. So MC Keegan Air is a nut. Jerry Donald is another nut, and Jessica Fitzwater's a dickhead. So that is basically my entire public comment. Again, I just want to make it very clear what my political opinion was on your policies and your governance of Frederick County. And of course, I did want to thank Brian Black. I know that he didn't have to take his $196,000 a year salary as county attorney. He could have had a lucrative slip and fall personal injury practice in Martinsburg, West Virginia, that he passed up to be here to support the citizens and their right to free expression like this, and to free speech like the speech that was censored that he had to make sure was unredacted at my previous public comments because you didn't like the words fuck, shit, cunt, motherfucker, dickhead, asshole, butt licker, whatever. So he had to make sure you guys unredacted all that stuff because it's illegal to do so, because those are all viewpoints. Curse words are just as protected as words like I love Jessica Fitzwater. Fuck Jessica Fitzwater is also a viewpoint. They both need to be protected on both sides. And I thank you guys for your time today.
Have a great evening. Anyone else?
Doing things. What did you not expect when you got into this chair right over here?
We had some people that were here in the county that had risen to positions that quite frankly they never should have gotten in.
All right, so I came here last time because my good friend Mason Yancey was murdered in the jail. All right, that's why I meant to come here, but you didn't hear from me. The reason you didn't hear from me is because the thugs you have outside the door there assaulted me, threw me in handcuffs for no reason whatsoever, and tried to arrest me. Thankfully, Sheriff Wayborn thought the better of valor and listened to me when I told him to read the f***ing law. Now,
remove him immediately for that comment. Get him out of here.
Excuse me, that's protected speech.
Yeah, it's not going to be protected in this courtroom.
If it's protected speech.
Yeah.
This is the problem right here. Let me get my stuff. What the hell's wrong with you people? You're in my way. Let me get my stuff. And Chief Driscoll here needs to be fired.
Mr. Cradaville, is it indeed protected speech?
Yes, it is. I've got the case law right here.
Mr. Cradaville.
Commissioner, I would say that it would be appropriate for me to give legal advice and close on that.
I'm sorry.
I
think it's protected speech.
Well, I believe our policy says you don't allow it.
What
one
policy?
we just passed and the one before it. So, Mr. Hermes is not present.
What did you just say? What? In response to my question, I couldn't hear you.
It's a more nuanced question than simply me making a ball or strike call at this moment. I would say that so long as the action is in compliance with the court's policy, that's what we should defer to at the moment.
So the court's policy supersedes freedom of speech,
No.
Constitution? Okay. But you'll look into it.
I can give you an answer to that question. Yes, it's dependent on the facts of what's occurred. Yes. This constitutes legal advice, and I would just advise the court to allow us to talk about it in executive session if there's a question.
Somebody could probably Google it and see if it's...
The policy that's sitting here before us that we are following does not allow profane language. So I'm enforcing the policy that is in existence at the moment.
That's fine. That's fucking fine. But I need to know.
Awesome. I love this lady. She proved her point. But this guy, Tim, said that there's no profane language to be used. Well, CJ didn't use it in a profane way. That's why they call it using profanity. You'd have to use it that way. You would have to... Here, just check it out. See, for it to actually be a profane word, he would have to use it as such. And its actual meaning, its profanity meaning, is having sex. Like if he were to say, I was fucking her, and using the word fucking as the word for intercourse, then yes, it would be profane. But he used it interjectionally as an intensive. And here's the definition of intensive. So it's highly concentrated or to strengthen or increase something. So it's a word that does that. For example, in this sentence, what the fuck do they want from me? In that sentence, here you can see it's a meaningless intensive. So the way he used it in his sentence, the fucking law, is literally meaningless. This judge is a moron. I hope he goes to fucking jail.
If it
You're
is
simply the most
protected
classless
speech.
person we've ever had sitting on this dais.
Okay. Well, say that again, ma'am.
Johnson versus Campbell is a case law that says we can swear.
Thank you.
Johnson versus Campbell.
We will maintain order. There will be nothing called out again from the audience. We'll just close the room down, let the rest of the speakers come up. All right, next we have Carolina Rodriguez. Following Miss Rodriguez, we have Jimmy Blackwell.
My name's Carolina, and I have a small freedom of speech YouTube channel. Kind of small. It's got 100,000 subscribers. The second one with 20,000. Facebook with another 20,000 subscribers. I mean, people know my name. If I walk outside, they don't know yours, Mr. O'Hare. But I forgot. I'm in front of royalty. So I forgot to bow. I got to apologize for some of the clothes I've worn in the past. I've worn T-shirts and overalls, but because I kept forgetting I was in front of royalty here. So I just also want to say that arresting somebody, like you did last week, or your hoodlums did back there, for retaliation, for exercising free speech rights is sufficient to kill free speech and is an understatement. That comes from case law that some people around here don't know, called Beckley versus the City of Upland, arguing if even loudly with profane language will not and of itself constitute disorderly conduct. That's Payne versus Polly. So swear words alone don't mean that it's disorderly. Swear words do not provide probable cause for an arrest for disorderly conduct because the words as a matter of law are not fighting words. And that's Johnson versus Campbell. So your rules of decorum policy cannot trump the laws of the United States of America. So your rules of decorum are setting your county up for liability. We have the right to say fuck, shit, damn,
Remove her
bitch.
immediately.
We have the right to say all these words because it's a First Amendment right and you can't do anything about it. In the Stillman case, right? Fuck you!
All right, Mr. Blackwell, you're up. Following Mr. Blackwell is Daniel Freeman.
Meet Tim O'Hare. He's a judge, he hates free speech, and he's good at lowering taxes, yet still finding a way to give a raise to cops and jailers. And oh, by the way, the jailers just let people die in their jail. and he gives them a raise afterwards.
We're looking at that. We're looking at everything. We're looking at every dollar, the way it's spent. And the good news is you've got to have help from your staff. And there's a large staff here in Tarrant County, a lot of department heads with a lot of different things that we do. And they're on board and they're helping. They understand the vision. And it's been a great thing for taxpayers, no matter what their political beliefs are.
Halfway through your term, what are you most proud of so far?
Wow, that's a great question. The property tax cuts are huge. Reducing the budget is huge. We've been able to do all that while also strengthening law enforcement.
As we can see, some offices operate more efficient than others. And I think this is an effort to continue that, in my opinion. So I don't think that there's any clear distinction between out-of-class pay or hiring this employee on a contract basis, except for trying to do more with less.
So this was passed in the budget. We had a similar contract last year, which I believe was approved unanimously. But I'm glad you brought up that there's rules for employees about what they can or cannot share. So do you think your Twitter account is free of politics? Do you think your tweets are political?
Which Twitter? I have
Tarrant
5
County
Twitter
Commissioner
accounts.
Lisa Simmons, Commissioner A.L. Simmons, is that free of politics?
Didn't say anything about my social media.
Well, I'm asking, because you're the one bringing it up. Is it free of politics?
No, just like yours.
It's very political. You would agree with that?
No, it's not very political.
Do you think it's political in nature in any of your tweets?
Occasionally.
Okay.
All
So
right, what about yours?
Your bio.
Since we're
I run my Twitter, but I'm the one talking now, so you'll sit there and be quiet and listen while I talk, and then you can talk later.
Tell me when
you
and
will
when not to talk.
So
I run my
here is
Twitter
your
too.
Twitter feed. This account is run by the commissioner staff. That's your bio.
And I tweet.
And so there are multiple political things in your Twitter. My staff doesn't tweet political stuff. They're not going to.
Okay.
Political stuff comes from me. But you said there's rules
you
against it,
say.
and I would agree with you. When you say this account is run by the commissioner staff, that's your words. That's not my words.
Matter of fact, your socials are not legal because you flipped from a campaign account to your official account, which is not legal.
Go ahead and cite that law. So,
I
all right.
certainly will.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right. So we have a. Are you voting for this or
He is
against this?
voted. You have to
I
ask.
will run the court. You will not.
No, look at the board.
I can see it. And
Okay.
when he did the exact same thing 5 minutes ago, you said don't change your vote.
Now listen carefully when he directs his words toward this old man. The old man says, "What does red mean?" He doesn't even know what yes or no means.
He wants to vote. Yes,
I did not. I've never told you. You can't
If
tell
he
this
wants to
man
vote yes,
change
it's a
it.
yes.
It's
If he wants to vote no, it's a
Look
no.
Up. Look up.
Okay.
Look up.
Have a semblance of class.
Now,
That's all you have to do.
have
Just a
semblance of
semblance.
class.
Are you
You're
a
gonna
yes
quit
or a no
talking
on
like
this?
you're crazy.
What is a red?
Crazy.
What is a red?
Now, mind you, this would be the deciding vote. Look at the numbers. If you were to say no, then he would go with what this guy wants. Anyway, I think this is how they get so many things to go their way. They just have somebody like him, somebody who is just will vote whatever they need him to vote, you know? So, I don't know. Just a thought. Somebody do some investigation or whatever.
He's voted. Good Lord.
No, he
Jesus.
hasn't. But he's trying to go up there and vote. So
He reached over and voted, Tim.
he has.
And see, my thought is that he always votes yes because that's normally what they're doing. But this guy Tim doesn't want this to pass because he voted no, as we saw the X by his name. And this guy doesn't even know. He just thinks he's supposed to vote yes. Anyway, that's my thoughts.